Hi guys, welcome back to the Humble Gamer channel. I am the Humble Gamer and this is some more TrainSim 18 workshop route footage. We are now on the Ragland Railway, which I found on the Steam Workshop. It's quite a popular one, so please do, if you haven't seen it already, check it out in the description below. We are driving the 6F462 Clan locomotive. We are starting at Ragland and we are going to Heston. Now if I zoom out on this map, obviously you see you've got three main destinations you can go to. You've got Heston, which is where I'm going. You've then got Lockwood up there, and you've got Penn on Sea over there. So we're going to Heston, so we're going to cut probably through the centre of this. I would say that's going to be our route. But let's start by picking up some passengers, shall we? It has been a while since I've actually managed to get some TrainSim recording done. This is all being recorded way ahead of schedule, as part of my new kick on getting YouTube up and running. Let's move that out of the way. First of all, I have to say, Ragland looks nice. Obviously it's typical sort of only scenery up until as far as the eye can see, but that actually kind of works, and it means that you can put a lot of assets in a very, very small area. But I'd say we're ready to go, so that's not how the whistle sounds. I was just moving. The whistle actually sounds like this. There we go, so let's make a move, shall we? Get those cinder cocks open, and let's start. It should be about half an hour, give or take, for the full run. Yes, I said you get some bigger express locomotives on here. There are a couple I'm saving for special things, for various things, but stuff that will become apparent through the new year. But yeah, so here we are leaving Ragland, which is a typical British 1960s mainline terminus. It's described on the Steam Workshop as being a typical British suburban mainline system with lots of little branch lines and stuff. It's set in a nondescript era, kind of aimed at the sort of beaching transition period between diesels and steam. But yeah, so let's have a run along some 1960s British mainline railway, shall we? I haven't done a railway like this since I did the what was it called? The Lenton-on-Sea branch, which I might come back to and do some other bits of that, because, like I said, that's a mammoth route. That is a mammoth route. And obviously, you know, if you want to see the rest of the route, either let me know in the comments, and I'll do another episode of this and go from maybe Heston across to some of the other places and then back down. Or just click on the link in the description below. I don't know off the top of my head what DLC it requires, but again, you'll find that all in the description below, along with a couple of links to all the other railway stuff, but there'll also be links on the final, and there will also be annotations on the final title card. So do keep an eye out for that at the end of the video. But first, we're going to do a 23-minute journey to Heston Platform 2A through British suburban mainline. And I first of all have to say, this locomotive, this is the first time I've recorded TrainSim for you guys anyway. I've done a couple of test recordings. The first time I've recorded TrainSim with the new NVIDIA software, and it looks beautiful. It's running so smoothly. Getting 40 plus frames a second at the moment. Obviously we're still in quite a big area. But yeah, so, and actually I thought while we have this oh, excuse me. Again, as I've said in a lot of videos this week, I'm still recovering from an illness I had over the Christmas period. But while we're here, I thought I might talk to you about a few of what I want to do with TrainSim. Not so much the Thomas the Tank Engine stuff, but what I want to do specifically with TrainSim 2018. I want to do a lot more routes. If there's any routes you know of out there on the Steam Workshop, let me know in the comments, tell me, because I will play them. I know you guys have made requests about running certain locomotives on certain engines, certain locomotives on certain routes, sorry. I will be doing those. I just have to troll through the comments and find out exactly what it was you've asked for, because I don't have a very good memory for stuff like that, but you will be getting all the requests you've asked for, provided I can do them. Like I've said before, certain locomotives I don't own, and financially it's a case of if I can afford to grab them to do the videos, I will. I'm more than happy to give you guys what you want in these videos. But look at this lovely Clan locomotive, and I believe, where is my little book of trains? It's here somewhere. We're still sorting things out for the move, believe it or not. There we are, the little book of trains. It's a VR6F Clan class. I believe it was one of its One of a kind, it was, yes. No, it wasn't a one of a kind, there were 10 of them built. It looks like that in real life. As you can see, very impressive, designed for mixed traffic, but they were mainly used on express parcels or on express and intermediate passenger. You didn't see many locals in the hands of these. As we come towards the first station, we're not stopping. I'm running it as an express, so we'll be flying through Fendon. We can cool the regulator off, I think, now. In fact, we can probably coast for a little bit. We're down to 5%. There we go. We are going. Oh, we're going slightly downhill. What a nice big viaduct over the canal. Why hear a car honk then? Would have been odd if I had, because there's no roads around. Our very standard British mill on the corner there. Obviously, again, you will be getting. You won't just be getting this sort of stuff. Hopefully, as finances settle and I'm able to buy myself a few more routes, you might actually get some European routes on here and some American ones as well, and any other interesting ones I find. There was one brilliant one for Microsoft's train simulator. I think it was called the Tanganuki Branch. It was set something like that. It was set in New Zealand, what I count as my home country. My dad was born there. He was born in Auckland, and the New Zealand consulate in Britain, as far as they're concerned, they said, yes, you're a New Zealander, just got to pay for the passport and the certificate of nationality, and I can't afford that right now. But as far as they're concerned, I'm a Kiwi, so and it was absolutely lovely. It was a wonderful route, and if the developer of that route happens to see this video, please bring that to Railworks TrainSim from Dovetail Games, please. It was a wonderful route, and you did some really good work. I can never get your locomotives to work, unfortunately, but you did some wonderful work on that route as we come flying through Fendon. Get rid of that for now. We're not going to speed too much, I don't think. If we crash, we crash. But Fendon, nice little wayside village, industrial, probably serving the mill and, of course, Ragland itself. As my express goes flying into the distance. Well, the middle distance, I suppose. Like all those dramatic looks you get in movies. I'm an actor, don't you know? Yeah, so we're about 9 miles away from Heston, our final destination. Let's have a look, see if we can have a city. First class, there's presumably Mallard, I would guess that one, but I can't really see enough. I would guess it's Mallard. There's nothing on this side. Oh, memories of being on the Severn Valley Railway. Sitting in coach, I've never once sat in first class. Actually, I'll tell a lie. I sat in first class once. I was doing some acting work up in Scotland, and I was travelling down south to go and meet a friend of mine, and everywhere else was full, and it was really snowy. The weather was awful, and the guard said, "You're the only person on the train. If you want to sit in first class, you can." And I was like, "Yeah. Oh God, I probably need to slow down here." Because I suspect we're going over the points. Yeah. It's fine, it's fine. It's fine, I had it covered. So we can now release that and put the regulator back a little bit. The passengers will lurch forward in their seats somewhat there, but nothing too awful. Certainly nothing horrific anyway. Oh, I'm getting wheel slip, am I? I really am getting wheel slip. There we go, that's better. No more wheel slip for you. There we go, now I've managed to arrest the speed a bit. But yeah, so I sat in first class, and I have to be honest, no major difference on modern trains. Really no difference whatsoever. I think there was a little doily on the back of my seat, and the seats had arms and were slightly wider. But because, damn it, British Railways and the railways that have subsequently bought British Railways, you've forgotten the allure, you've forgotten the pride that was supposed to go into big first-class named expresses. But, oh well, these things happen. What's the connection like there? Oh, it's like, oh yes, it goes under a bridge and then they connect there just in front of Buckhurst. a nice big platform, but we're not going that way. We're going, let me get the map back up again, we're going along here. We'll next go through Audley, and we won't stop there either, although I do have to... What a very odd way of doing that point work, or the routing through said point work. We won't stop until we get to Heston. Like I said, I'm running this as an express, but I'm going to have to go into Audley nice and slowly. Well, the limit is 30 anyway. Despite the fact that this particular stretch of main line is at 60 miles an hour. Let's have a look inside the cab. It's a very... The British Railway standard designs were very much... they were kind of an amalgamation of LMS and GWR technology, mainly because the LMS had built things like the Black 5 and the 7Fs, the big 280s, the Somerset and Dorset Railway, the 2MTs, the Stania Moguls, that sort of thing, the Ginty shunting engines, some really successful locomotive types. So they wanted to emulate as much as that as possible, while also involving as much European work as possible, such as Capirotti valve gear, which I'm not sure is the kind of valve gear we have on that. I'm not entirely certain. I'll double check here. Does it have Capirotti valve gear? It doesn't tell me, but so I'm going to assume it didn't. But yes, we have to slow down relatively swiftly here. We're going to be speeding for a little bit as we head onto this new bit of track through Audley, but that's a very odd way of routing me through those particular sets of points. But also the thing that GWR did was GWR had standardisation. It was one of the first main lines. I think it was the first of the big four to introduce standardisation. I.e., if the funnel of for example, a 43X260 was needed replacing, and the only one you had lying around was the funnel from a pannier tank, it was a straight swap. And British Railways, the standard designs obviously all had standardisation in them. A lot of them were designed by R.A. Riddles, who had a lot of influences. I believe Riddles had been either at the GWR or at the LMS. I'm not sure. I think so. Did it say anything here? British Railways, early British Railways liveries. That's liveries. I don't care about the liveries. I want to know about the people that built the. I'm pretty sure they were all designed by Riddles anyway. I think. I'm not sure. I will let you know. I'll get back to you on that. But yeah, they were designed to be properly standard designed, so you could take parts from any other locomotive and put it into any other locomotive, so that it was just easy, because by the time British Railways got their hands on the railways, we're talking 1948, and this particular class was designed in 1951. You're only 6 years after the end of World War II, and World War II had run the railways ragged. They were understaffed, they were underappreciated, they were under attack from the public, and they were below par in every way. They were underfinanced. It just wasn't a good period for the railways, and then when British Railway came in, they wanted a cheap, quick solution. Now, many of these locomotives, like 1951, you only had really 16, 17 years before the end of steam in Britain. 1968, the last steam-hauled British Railway services that ran, and so many of these had exceedingly short, in fact ridiculously, almost criminally short working lives. The one that had the shortest, 1954, was the BR210O, that one there. The most famous member of which is, of course, 92220 Evening Star, the last locomotive ever built, last steam locomotive built by British Railways, and of course built at Swindon, the great GWR locomotive works. Now we're heading into Elmstead here. Let's have a look at Elmstead. A slight curve as we go into the tunnel. Please tell me I go through platform 2, which is the one that doesn't require me to go through any points. No, I'm going to go through the points, because apparently, you know, this game hasn't quite figured out that I'm running this as an express, but it's okay. It's all good. It's all been sorted. So there we are. As we head off into the tunnel, Hopefully causing no major problems to me, those points just there. Which they don't. And Elmstead, quite a nice little wayside station. The village is probably a few miles over there. In fact, I would guess this is Elmstead. While I go underneath the tunnel. It's quite a long tunnel, this. The next station we shall see is Gladstone. And again, I'm not going on the through line, I'm just going through platform 2. Mind you, platform 2 is a very, very simple, fairly straightforward thing to navigate, so... Yeah, so there's a little bit of railway history for you there. Hopefully that wasn't too boring, and obviously if I've got anything wrong, let me know in the comments below, but I'm fairly sure I got most of that right. It's a passing hobby, passing interest, rather than something I claim myself to be an expert in. I certainly wouldn't pick it as my subject on Mastermind. So, oh, look at that. Look at that motion going in 61 FPS. Oh god, it feels good to run games properly. Well done, Horatio. That's no disrespect to Colin, of course. Colin was a fine computer. And did his job very, very well. It was just, God bless him, getting old by the end. I didn't whistle. Oh, and I should whistle. That's a lovely two-tone American-style whistle which sits on the side of the dome, doesn't it? On the side of the oil. Where is the whistle? No, it's there. It's just there. It is. Just there. That's the whistle. Apparently, it's only 40 miles an hour through here. Oh, I can see why. God, just stay on the rails. Stay on those rails. Good boy. Good boy, Clan Fraser. Good boy indeed. It's obviously loading something up. There we go. A couple of frames dropped there, but nothing major. By the way, I will not be consistently as obsessed with frame rates as I am at the moment. It's just that right now I'm enjoying the fact that I've got a nice new PC and some nice new recording software. There we go, as we head on over the points. Probably far too quickly, but never mind, we can now go at 50 miles an hour. So let's give ourselves some... Let's open the taps a little bit, shall we, and give ourselves some proper speed. I think we're now pretty much on the home stretch. Yes, we are. No major points, no nothing, not until we get towards Heston. So now we can give ourselves some proper fast speed. Let's here we go through Gladstone, which, again, nice little wayside suburban station. I'll drop down and we'll have a watch of the of Clan Fraser come flying through the platform. So I'm nowhere near speeding just yet. Well, I'm getting close here, but get rid of that. Thank you. Here is Clan Fraser doing what it does best. And that is running express passenger trains right through these little wayside stations. Look at it go. Oh, majestic. And now we shall catch up with it like this. Ah! Oh, we're going uphill. Am I doing any kind of speed? Yes, I am. I'm heading towards the 50-mile-an-hour mark. Very nice. This could almost be Scotland. This scenery could almost be Scotland, which is essentially where the clans were based. They were, hence why they were called clans. They were based up in Scotland. You can get, I think there's scenarios when you download this machine. There's scenarios for the Western Lines of Scotland. Not the Western Lines of Scotland. Yeah, the Western Lines of Scotland, the Port Road. And there are scenarios for that, which I might run some scenarios, by the way, at some point on this. It was sort of driver's career, run through all the career scenarios. God, that's going to take ages. I don't know why I suggested that. That was a stupid idea. Because the problem is, Humble, now people will want to see it. They'll want to see you fail as a career as an engine driver by leaving the handbrake on tally clip. Still can't believe I did that. Still can't believe I did that. But yeah, so oh, we're about 1.5 miles away, so now it's time for me to close that throttle off, open those cylinder cocks as we coast. up the 1 in 200 slope. Because, you know, coasting up a slope is always advised. Put that back down to 50, the reverser. Hello. Nice to meet you and your dog. We're heading towards the outskirts of Heston now. This really could be Scottish scenery. It's lovely stuff. I haven't actually spoken much about the route, but I actually quite like it so far. Well, so far. I've liked every minute of it that we've done. It's been very well designed, well detailed, but not so big. I like the idea that they've just done these little bits. They've just given you the map of the railway. It's basically like the baseboard of a model railway. But you wouldn't know. You can't see past all the edges. So it's a really good, efficient, economical way of designing a route. And I like it. I know that may sound like an obvious point, because of course that's how people do it when they don't have to build the whole scenery. Of course that's what they do. You do what you have to. But no, they haven't gone overboard with the scenery at all. It's just the right amount of colour and of detailing. It's really nice. It has felt like I've been driving along one of those British Railways of yesteryear programs. Of course, if I did that, it would look a bit like this. But never mind. So here we are coming into Heston. Oh, this is nice. This is nice. This does feel like the end of a suburban mainline mini express in Scotland. I would say that was very much Scotland, or what we've driven through a lot of there. There's a black 5 cementing the LMS region stamp as we put the brakes on and pull into Heston. Not Blumenthal, you understand. That's one for the British cookery fans. Yeah, this definitely has that sort of 1960s working, you know, lifeblood of the people feel to it, and I really like it, and I think they've done it really well. I'm very glad I picked this up. Now let's see if I can get some practice in for the Thomas the Tank Engine stuff. Let's see if I can control the stop of this train, shall we? Let's see if we can stop him just in this field of vision here. Ah! He's only gone and absolutely nailed it! Yes! So there we are. That was the Ragland Railway route. As we have a quick look around Heston, yes, very. This does feel very Scottish to me. Like I said, the developer said it was supposed to be nondescript, but to me, that feels quite Scottish. That town, and nice yard over here, very busy. Lots of wagons to be taken. I've reached the end of the scenarios. I have indeed. So, with that in mind, I'll get one last shot of the Clan locomotive from track level. Thank you very much for watching. If you are enjoying what you're seeing, please do like and subscribe. Check out this route in the description below. Check out TrainSim 2018 in the description below, along with my other stuff. You'll find 2 links in there to the rest of this playlist, and of course the Sodor Snippets playlist. Also check out the third-party TrainSim stuff that I've put in the description below as well. Check out the annotations on the end screen just there. Also, if you have enjoyed it, click the subscribe button on that end screen if you haven't subscried already. Thank you very much for watching. I was me. That was the Ragland Railway route on TrainSim 2018. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye. Give a final little bit of regulator as we pull in. That should be enough, and so slam the brakes on. Make the passengers all lurch forward in their seats.
Yeah.
I see, it's been a wonderfully calm railway to fucking hell! Let's give Clarabelle a smooch, shall we? Spin round. Give me a Clarabelle. Mwah! Oh, goes onto the roof. Never mind. She's obviously trying to avoid me. Mwah! Mwah!